So, okay, as instructors, we hope that our course is easy to navigate for you, that you can find information that you need and that it doesn't take you a lot of time, that you should be able to look at a course and kind of know where you need to click and where you need to go. But we always are there for questions and always available to help students figure it out, especially if it's your first online class and you've never done it before. You know, endlessly patient with that. I mean, it's actually, I think, really good technical skills to learn. I mean, even if you aren't using Blackboard in your life, anytime you learn a new software, that knowledge always carries over into any other new technology that you have to learn. You know, for me, I used to teach adults how to use technology, so I've been doing it for a long time, and I always used to say, you can't blow it up, so just click on it. It's okay. It'll be fine. The textbook is critical, I think, even more so than in an in-person class, because you know, an in-person class, sometimes you can get by where you kind of sort of look at the chapter, but then you go to class and the teacher sums it up for you and kind of explains it all to you. But that doesn't necessarily happen in an online class, so it is important that you're reading and taking notes and asking questions, right? That if you don't understand something, that you ask. So my expectation is that students are definitely reading the textbook because it's essential. And it is important that you, I would just say, pay attention. Like, that's the number one thing, is don't let it sit for a week. It needs to be something that you, at least a couple times a week, are paying attention to, that you know, take that time, especially at the beginning of class, to like look at the setup of the class and kind of really look at the syllabus. Don't just look at the first part or go week by week. Like, try to get kind of a scope of the class, and definitely keep up with watching the videos and talking to people, and ask those questions. Like, you know, the discussion board, don't look at it just as an assignment. Look at it as truly a way to have a discussion with people in the class and the instructor, because if you don't, it's going to get boring. You know, if you look at it as a true, like, I really care what these people think, and I want to get that, you know, find out, do they think the same way that I do, and what questions do we have, and what did I think of the reading, and what did you think of the reading, and this is the trouble I'm having with my assignment, what about you? If you look at it that way, I think it'll be much more interesting for the students, and you'll pay attention more and have more fun with it. So definitely keep up every week, make sure you know what's going on, and really treat it as something that requires more than just a quick, like, oh, I just got to do this. There's always levels of action, and the lowest level is if you don't even know you have a question, and so you don't even ask it. The next level is you have a question and you just ask it without doing any work on your own. But the next level is you have a question, you go search for an answer, and you find information, and then you maybe check with some other people, and you kind of figure it out and see if it's right. And maybe you check with the instructor to verify, like, hey, this is what we thought of, and this is what we think is the answer. Did we get it right? And there's something very satisfying about doing that, and you will remember it much better if you have that level of knowledge, you know, if you figured it out yourself. And of course, the last level is you have a question, you figure it out, and you don't even bother the instructor with it, you just know it. So if we can get students to those top two levels where you're, you know, asking questions and at least looking for the answer first, or trying to find it, discussing it with each other, or having the question and figuring it out on your own, that's learning, and that's what instructors love, and that's what bosses love. So that's why I like it.